Burbus River mishap. Bodies of father and son recovered. Newsroom. The bodies of Rajendra Singh, a 62-year-old laborer, and his son, Reeksh Singh, a 27-year-old security guard, both from Lot 33, No. 4 Settlement, Blairmont, West Bank Burbus, were successfully recovered on Sunday after they tragically fell overboard during a hunting trip. Reports indicate that around 8:30 a.m., while searching for the two men, family members discovered their bodies floating in the Ithaca and Blairmont areas of the Burbus River. They quickly retrieved the bodies and transported them to the Rosignol fishery on the west bank of Burbus, where Vijay Singh, Rajendra's son, positively identified the remains. At the time of the incident, Rajendra Singh was reportedly wearing a brown jersey, brown pants, black briefs, and black sneakers. An examination of the bodies revealed no visible signs of violence. The bodies were subsequently taken to Fort Wellington Hospital, where a doctor on duty officially pronounced them dead. They are now at Bailey's funeral home, awaiting a post-mortem examination. Government to deliver $100,000 cash grant checks to shut-ins, Jagdeo. Guyana Times. Vice President Barrett Jagdeo has assured shut-ins that they do not need to stand in long lines at cash grant distribution centers, as the government will implement systems to deliver the checks directly to them. During his weekly press conference last Thursday, Jagdeo addressed various issues related to the cash grant distribution exercise, stating, "The shut-ins, I believe, should not even come out. We'll get it to them eventually." While acknowledging some challenges in the distribution process nationwide, the Vice President emphasized that most beneficiaries have had positive experiences. Vice President Barrett Jagdeo, Image URL. Dr. Jagdeo commended the efficiency of staff at distribution points, noting that while the process is generally smooth, a small number of recipients have faced difficulties in receiving their checks. He explained that these issues often arise from simple human errors, such as checks being sent to the wrong location or delays in sorting. "We tend to focus on the complainants. What about the tens of thousands who went through the process and got it done well? For every one person who has a problem, you have 200 others who had a good experience." This obsession with highlighting problems is part of the confusion, often amplified by the opposition, he stated. Jagdeo acknowledged the hard work of the hundreds of Guyanese involved in the distribution process, emphasizing the need to address any incompetence or callousness encountered. One prevalent rumor causing unnecessary panic among recipients is the belief that the checks are only valid for 3 days. This misinformation has led many to rush to banks to cash their checks before they expire. Some individuals have reportedly discounted their checks, offering to cash them for a smaller sum, which the government has warned against. They've been spreading rumors that the checks are only valid for 3 days. This panic causes people to rush to the banks. "How can that be helpful?" he expressed. Additionally, the vice president addressed opposition concerns regarding the photo verification process for check collection. He assured that taking a photo for verification is necessary to prevent cases where the wrong person collects a check. "If we don't verify that the person receiving the check is the one registered, we open ourselves up to complaints. It's not belittling, it's just part of the verification process," he concluded. CARICOM urges Venezuela to remove vessel from Guyana's waters. Qaeda News. The Caribbean Community, CARICOM, has issued a stern warning to Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro regime, demanding the urgent removal of a military vessel that entered Guyana's exclusive economic zone, EEZ, on Saturday morning. This incursion has raised significant concerns, prompting the United States to threaten consequences for further provocation. Around 7 a.m., a Venezuelan armed vessel approached ExxonMobil Guyana's floating production storage and offloading (FPSO) platform, Prosperity, operating in the oil-rich Stabroek block. The Venezuelan vessel radioed the FPSO, claiming it was in disputed international waters, before continuing towards other FPSOs in the area. President Irfan Ali emphasized that while Guyana is committed to international law and peaceful conflict resolution, the country will not tolerate threats to its sovereignty. CARICOM calls on Venezuela to urgently remove the vessel from Guyana's waters and to refrain from engaging with the FPSO platforms, the regional body stated. They reiterated their support for Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity, reminding that such acts of aggression contravene international law and the 2023 Argyll Declaration. CARICOM underscored the need for patience and calm from both sides as the border controversy is pending before the International Court of Justice, ICJ. The U.S. Department of State also condemned Venezuela's actions, stating that threats to the FPSO unit are unacceptable and violate Guyana's internationally recognized maritime territory. U.S. officials warned that further provocation would result in consequences for the Maduro regime. The Organization of American States, OAS, condemned the Venezuelan naval actions, calling them a violation of international law and a threat to regional stability. The OAS urged the international community to remain vigilant against attempts to alter established borders through coercion. Various organizations and political groups, including the Liberty and Democracy Group and the Alliance for Change, AFC, have also condemned Venezuela's incursion, emphasizing the need to uphold Guyana's sovereignty and reject any acts of intimidation. The Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GCCI, and Guyana's Private Sector Commission, PSC, expressed their strong condemnation of Venezuela's actions, affirming support for the government and highlighting the importance of maintaining peace and stability in the region. The Shipping Association of Guyana called for a peaceful resolution to the dispute and emphasized the need to protect maritime operations within Guyana's waters, warning that such hostile actions endanger economic stability. Local Government Commission to be established soon, Dr. Jagdeo. General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, PPP, Dr. Barrett Jagdeo, has announced that the government is committed to appointing members to the Local Government Commission as soon as possible. Dr. Jagdeo made this statement during his weekly press conference with media representatives at the party's headquarters in Georgetown. He noted that opposition leader Aubrey Norton has been contacted for a nominee in accordance with the legal requirements outlined in the Local Government Commission Act of 2013. Dr. Jagdeo mentioned that Norton may have already submitted his nominee, and it is now up to the ministerial level to make further nominations. Following this process, President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali will finalize the appointments. It's the desire of the government to get a local government commission in place. I anticipate it will be done shortly, he stated. The PPP General Secretary emphasized the importance of establishing the commission, especially given concerns about opposition operatives potentially attempting to exploit the local government system. He elaborated, they may be trying to apply pressure on individuals with the hope that they will blame the government, which could result in a more favorable view of APNU/AFC in the electoral process. According to the Local Government Commission Act, 7 members must be appointed to this constitutional body, which is responsible for addressing human resource issues and other matters related to local democratic organs as specified in the Constitution. Bisundial Singh re-elected unopposed as president of Guyana Cricket Board. Businessman Bisundial Singh was re-elected unopposed as president of the Guyana Cricket Board on Saturday afternoon during the annual general meeting, AGM, held at the hostel at LBI, East Coast, Demerara. Cricket Ombudsman Malcolm Peters presided over the elections, which lasted approximately 4 hours, during which stakeholders discussed pertinent issues surrounding cricket administration. Shortly after his re-election, Singh addressed the media, highlighting the gains made over the past 4 years and outlining projections for his new term. For the next 4 years, Singh's executive team will include Essequibo Cricket Board President Dileep Singh as first vice president and Burbus Cricket Board President Dr. Cecil Behari as second vice president. Ronald Williams returns as secretary, alongside Dr. Brian Sukhai as treasurer. Davtirtha Nanjit and Vicky Barasay have been elected as assistant secretary and assistant treasurer, respectively. Sean Messiah will serve as chairman of the Competitions Committee, with Ravindranath Sewak as marketing manager and Edwin Siraj as public relations officer. The trustees are Miranda Cornelius and Zelina Anderson, while the auditor is PKF Barcelos Nareen and Company. GPF leadership urged to craft new strategy to address road carnage. President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali has urged the leadership of the Guyana Police Force, GPF, to develop a comprehensive strategy to effectively combat road carnage. The president made this call while addressing several police officers during the opening of the recently concluded annual Police Officers Conference at the GPF Mess Annex, Eve Leary. President Ali addresses the opening of the annual Police Officers Conference, Image URL. President Ali emphasized that, despite significant improvements on many roadways over the past 4 years, much more needs to be done. He proposed a multifaceted strategy that includes awareness programs, infrastructure investment, accountability, and leadership development for long-term success. These are the factors that must form the foundational pillars through which we develop this strategy to address lawlessness on our roadways, the president stated. He highlighted the importance of building new roads to accommodate increasing traffic and improve efficiency. Consistent public education campaigns promoting responsible driving are also crucial. Additionally, President Ali underscored the need to hold individuals accountable for their actions to foster a culture of compliance. He stressed that government agencies must collaborate to tackle traffic issues and promote road safety. A key element of this strategy includes enforcing stronger penalties for offenders. However, President Ali noted that the best approach to road safety is fostering self-accountability, societal pressure, and a sense of responsibility. When that doesn't work, stronger measures, such as penalties, become necessary. This traffic issue requires critical thinking at this annual Police Officers Conference, he remarked. The government is heavily investing in technology, having introduced e-ticketing, surveillance cameras, and speed indicators to enhance enforcement. While the government continues to allocate resources for road safety, President Ali emphasized the importance of a cultural shift in attitudes within law enforcement and society. Is it appropriate for a police officer to appear angry or unapproachable? What is the right mindset? These may seem like simplistic questions, but they are crucial for instilling a cultural shift within the police force, he stressed. The GPF recorded a 21% reduction in fatal accidents in 2024. This year, the government has allocated more than $30 billion to improve operational efficiency and address traffic safety concerns. $1.18 billion water treatment plant to be commissioned shortly at Onderneming. Residents from Supinam to Tamath Manor along the Essequibo coast will soon benefit from a reliable supply of treated water, as work on the new $1.18 billion water treatment plant at Onderneming is now complete. The plant is currently in the testing phase. This update was provided by Minister of Housing and Water, Colin Crowell, during a housing outreach event on Saturday at the Tacuba Lodge compound in Ana Regina, Region 2. We will be commissioning the water treatment plant in March or April at the latest. More than half of the residents on the Essequibo coast will receive treated water from this plant, Minister Crowell announced. Additionally, a new treatment plant is under construction at Maria's Lodge, which will provide treated water to residents from Charity to Queenstown. A contract for this project was recently signed. Residents of Lima are already experiencing improved water quality and 24-hour service from the rehabilitated water treatment plant, which previously supplied water for only 16 hours daily. Minister Crowell also highlighted further initiatives aimed at increasing access to treated water in the region. This includes plans to drill wells in several communities, including Bethany, St. Monica, Dredge Creek, and Karawab. The Guyana Water Incorporated, GWI, in-house team will also be drilling wells at St. John's, Jacklow, Abrahams Creek, and St. Denis. Wells have already been completed in Akawini, Wakapoa, Hackney, Friendship, and Marlborough. Currently, a well is being drilled in Siriki, with Wakapoa, Kabakaburi, and Mainstay set to benefit from similar projects. These efforts align with the government's aggressive program to provide all communities with 100% access to potable water by the end of the year. All 22 local authority areas in Reg 6 now equipped with mini excavators to maintain community drains, Min Mustafa. On Saturday, Agriculture Minister Honorable Zulfikar Mustafa handed over 8 mini excavators to various neighborhood democratic councils, NDCs, in Region 6, East Berbice, Corentyne. This initiative is part of the government's efforts to empower local authority areas with the necessary equipment to function effectively. While at Tallergy on the Corentyne coast, Minister Mustafa announced that all 22 local authority areas in the region are now equipped with mini excavators to assist in maintaining internal drainage systems. He stated that while the government will continue to undertake major drainage works nationwide, it is also committed to ensuring that NDCs and municipalities have the resources needed to operate effectively. His Excellency, President Dr. Irfan Ali, has mandated us to equip all NDCs and municipalities in the country to better function. We've already distributed excavators to NDCs in Regions 3, 4, and 5, and today we are here to complete this region. Now, all 22 local authority areas in Region 6 have a mini excavator to help maintain internal drainage channels. We are working to equip all local authority bodies with the necessary tools to fulfill their responsibilities. While the central government has its functions, local authorities have theirs. Subventions to these bodies have increased significantly over the years, but we are still ensuring they have the necessary resources, Minister Mustafa said. The 8 excavators represent an investment of approximately $112 million. Minister Mustafa noted that while these machines will primarily be used in residential areas, farmers will also benefit from the improved drainage. The work these machines will do will help improve drainage in communities and is part of the government's broader efforts to enhance drainage and irrigation in the country. We are creating a comprehensive drainage and irrigation system. Proper drainage is crucial for both residential and agricultural areas. An effective drainage system benefits both sectors, he explained. Minister Mustafa emphasized the Ministry of Agriculture's critical role in providing drainage and irrigation for both cultivation and residential communities. At the Ministry of Agriculture, we are focused not only on agricultural development but also on addressing issues like drought and flooding. Through the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, NDIA, we implement systems to provide irrigation when farmers lack water and to provide drainage during flooding. This government is committed to developing a comprehensive drainage system across the country, including high-level canals in Regions 3, 5, and 6, he added. The NDIA will cover all operational costs associated with the machines, and NDCs are encouraged to engage in community consultations to develop a work plan for the machine's operation. Health Ministry to upgrade all labs electronically. Guyana Times. The Health Ministry has announced plans to implement an integrated electronic system for sharing information across all laboratories within the next year. This initiative aims to improve data sharing beyond traditional paper methods, enhancing the ministry's capacity to respond to health issues effectively. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony made this announcement during the launch of the Multi-Hazard Emergency Management Plan for stakeholders. He emphasized the importance of having an integrated system that allows for the secure sharing of information, stating, "When we collect samples at one site and process them, that information can be securely shared with the hospital or lab that sent the sample." In addition to the electronic upgrades, Minister Anthony highlighted the need to address antimicrobial resistance, AMR. He acknowledged the progress made by the ministry but stressed that upgrading existing systems is crucial for responding to emerging health challenges. We've established a laboratory with the assistance of PAHO, Pan American Health Organization, and created a plan to combat antimicrobial resistance. We need to put that plan into action, he noted. The minister pointed out the necessity of continuous monitoring to identify potential problems, particularly in light of rising cases of microbial resistance, including tuberculosis. He explained the challenges of long treatment periods for such conditions, which can lead to patient non-compliance and resistance. Some patients may feel fatigued after taking medication for 9 months and may stop, leading to resistance. We must monitor. To enhance disease management, the ministry plans to expand specific projects to better understand disease dynamics in the country. A robust electronic system is expected to facilitate the detection of more health issues, requiring timely and appropriate responses. Minister Anthony emphasized the importance of vigilance in developing healthcare systems. Continuous upgrades are necessary to ensure these systems function in the best interests of the population, ultimately contributing to a more robust healthcare framework. With these initiatives, the Health Ministry aims to strengthen its response capabilities and improve overall health outcomes for the community. Government tackling obstacles to accelerate key road projects. The government is taking strategic actions to ensure that vital road projects progress steadily without obstructions or causing major inconvenience to citizens. By addressing challenges such as resident relocation, traffic diversions, and site rehabilitation, the government aims for timely and satisfactory project completion. Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgehill provided these updates during site visits to various locations, including Grove, Aubrey Barker Road, E. Field Sophia, and La Repenter Cemetery. One significant project currently in progress is the Diamond to Good Success Road expansion. All contractors for this project have commenced drainage works, and once completed, Phase 2 will begin. This phase will involve developing bases for light poles and rerouting utilities from Guyana Water Incorporated, GWI. To minimize disruptions, a traffic diversion plan is being implemented, directing motorists through Jimbo Street into Diamond for access to Heroes Highway and the East Bank Public Road. Minister Edgehill assured that this redirection will not cause major disruptions for commuters and will be communicated in advance. He stated, "We want to be able to give notice that this will be coming in a matter of weeks. Once we start the excavation, we'll have to start diverting traffic. We ask all drivers to get familiar with the bypass. It is all marked, and the roads are in place." The ministry is also attentive to businesses along the construction route, promising to reinstate affected entrances. For residents along Aubrey Barker Road, consultations regarding relocation have taken place. Rather than forcing relocations, the Ministry of Public Works is collaborating with the Ministry of Housing to find suitable solutions, ensuring that the project advances while considering the well-being of those affected. As a government, we are very careful and mindful that some of these reserves have been occupied for 20 to 25 years. We are working with residents to either relocate them or move them back to ensure they are not in the construction path, Minister Edgehill explained. Beyond resident relocation, the government is focused on clearing sites that have been misused. Recently, businesses and residents near La Repenter Cemetery have been dumping large amounts of garbage, creating public health risks and obstructing roadworks. To address this, the ministry plans to implement a major cleanup operation before beginning road rehabilitation efforts. By directly tackling these challenges, the government reaffirms its commitment to providing high-quality road infrastructure that meets the needs of a rapidly developing nation.